My name is Serena Dory, and I'm here to talk to you today about why I am a writer. And believe it or not, it's not for the money because that's usually not the reason people typically start writing. That's something maybe happens later down the road. Uh, the reason why I became a writer is that I love to read. I've always been an avid reader. When I was a kid, I was always that kid who would ask my parents to tell me a story. I love audiobooks. I love reading books. I am that person who, even still, should not read a book before they go to bed because I will say, I'm just going to read one more page. And then I say, I'm going to read one more chapter. And then 3 hours later, it's 2 in the morning and I'm up way past my bedtime and I'm going to be tired the next day. So I just love books. I love reading. I love immersing myself into a fantasy world. I love science fiction and mystery and romance and genre fiction, but then I also just love a good story, and it doesn't have to be any of those. So sometimes I find myself just reading a book that someone else has recommended. A lot of athletes talk about when they're running or doing a sport, they get into this zone, and creative people have that same thing. I think that's why Zentangles was really popular a couple years back, and adult coloring books are still very popular because people really like that creative meditative state and immersing themselves into something. And I get that same feeling when I'm being creative, particularly when I am writing a story or a novel. And in general, I just really enjoy that creative process. I love that satisfaction that I feel when I'm puzzling all the pieces together and I accomplish and I finish it. And the end product, I really enjoy the end product. And sometimes I will write a novel and then I'll just put it aside. And a year later, I'll go back to it and I find myself doing that same thing I did when I was a kid, or even now, where I will read a novel and I just have to keep reading it to get to the end because I don't remember what I wrote. So that is why I am a writer.